Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Grump Acres Farm. It is Tuesday night. Time for Homestead Update, live chat, and questions and answers. It's all up to you guys, man. Make this show what you want it to be. First thing, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
So let's see who all's in the chat. So HG starts off with a dad joke. Koi always travel in groups of 4. In case of an attack, A, B, and C will continue on, leaving behind the decoy. Let's see here. Scanes is in the house. I see you got some internet for tonight, Scanes. Good on you. Jane, Half Bubble Off Plum. Best name on the YouTubes. Grateful Heart Ranch. Lucy the Terminator.
Did I see 2 old crows on there?
No. Oh, you did see 2 old crows.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, guys? I got completely slipped by you. I don't have my glasses on it. Well, I can't read that anyway. It's too far away. Lynn's here.
Forward then. I made him move it back because we were kind of out of frame, but move it forward so you can see.
No, it's okay. So I hope everybody had a good week. It's Shell. Shell's in the house. Gregory Kissel. How you guys doing? It's been a week. The good or bad is yet to be. I haven't decided yet.
It's been good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of everything around here. What good happened?
Well, I think it was because the bad came good. So we're going to be able to help 2 other people. So I think that kind of worked out that way.
Okay, so here's the story. Here's what happened this week. So Friday, I took the day off because we're still having to drive up to Lancaster, which is 45 minutes away, to get feed because the local feed place is getting their mixer replaced. So they're going to be down for another month and a half. So I'm having to drive up there. So I decided to take the whole day off and took my truck up to have new transmission hoses put on. I got the heavy duty fleece. They're rated at 3,000 pounds, which is way more than anything, or PSI. That's way more than anything that truck's going to do to it, even when I'm hauling a heavy load. So I got that done, and I told Hax, he's the one that put them on. I was like, just screwy stuff happens to me. Just me and vehicles, just weird, bizarre stuff happens. So, hey, Utah Mike. So I had to stop. I had to top off the transmission fluid. So I stopped in the little town there near where they live. Asked the guy, hey, where's your transmission fluid? I wasn't paying attention. My mind, I was thinking about the next project I had to do, the next step in the day. And so he pointed me towards the bottles. I grabbed them, got a funnel, went out there, opened it up, started pouring it in, and it was yellow. And I was like, whoa, time out. It was power steering fluid. It's my fault. I should have read the bottle, but like I said, my mind was elsewhere. So I went in there. They were nice enough just to swap out the power steering with the transmission fluid. But I asked the guy, I said, where's your transmission fluid? And so I go back in. I'm like, I'm not a car guy, but I'm pretty sure this isn't the right thing. And he goes, well, what'd you ask for? I said, transmission fluid. And he's like, oh, that's power steering fluid. Sorry, I don't have my hearing aid in. It's like, oh, criminy. And then on the way over to the feed, the grain elevator, a rabid coyote or a rabid raccoon jumps out into the road, and I almost hit it, and the guy behind me almost hits it.
Like, this stuff I didn't know, but there was a tool left in the engine.
Well, I wasn't gonna point blank,
but that there was a tool left in the engine, and that put a big hole in the radiator.
So I had to drop $300 for a new radiator. It's getting replaced at no charge.
It's getting replaced. The point is, because of that bad, we have Mossy Oak Parrot, who probably is not going to have a vehicle after Tennessee. And so we're going to drive her back. But because the truck was down, we had to get the Impala running. And guess what's running? The Impala. Mm-hmm. So the truck is going to be fixed Thursday. The truck's going to be fixed Thursday. And then Paula's running. So Tiffany's going to have a vehicle to get back and forth to work. And like, so that was good.
Yep.
And then there was something else, like something bad happened, and that now it's going to help somebody else. And it's just one thing right after the other. And so it's like, it's okay. I mean, it sucks costing us money.
Yeah, bizarre stuff happens.
Yeah.
Lynn, as long as I've known you, you've had weird vehicle events. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, my Jeep got destroyed because of a garbage bag. Yanked it going 65 miles an hour, yanked the gear shift into park.
The Jeep caught on fire.
The
fire extinguisher didn't work.
The same Jeep caught on fire. I'll have to tell that. I'm not going to tell that story right now. That hurts too much. Yeah, just bizarre crap, you know. But we're surviving. Yeah, here's the thing. There's a preparedness lesson in this story with the truck. When we had the money, we bought those high performance hoses. So we were thinking ahead. So we were prepared on that. And I was able to, I paid cash for the four-wheeler because the four-wheeler's done too. And so the radiator busted, it's $300. It's coming out of the emergency fund. We've got an emergency fund so that these big emergencies aren't emergencies. They're just inconveniences. And it's an inconvenience, you know, but it's not killing us. And I'm not losing any sleep over it.
It would be really bad had this happened next week.
Oh yeah.
Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Because we got to be in Tennessee.
It would have been very bad.
That would have been bad.
Yeah. Or worse when we're on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been bad.
So yeah, that's being prepared and having a little bit of money set aside to take care of emergencies like this is a big thing to do, guys. So if you're not sitting on 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses, you need to get on it. You still got time. You still got time to get it. Mm-hmm. And Gregory says, and the dominoes start falling. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Sometimes it goes. The funny thing was, Hax was so proud of getting the side-by-side running Friday. He wanted to show me. I still got to get up there and get the four-wheeler. But he was.
You just get them both at the same.
He was said that it was running. He started it up, and it started up fine. And he shut it down, and he tried starting it again. It wouldn't start. I felt bad for him. I was like, dude, just do what you got to do, man. Just do what you got to do. Make it work. We got to get that thing running. I mean, that was a $13,000 vehicle. That thing literally cost than most of the cars we've gone through our marriage.
What's that? Which one?
The side by side.
Cost us what we spent through cars now.
It was more expensive than a lot of the cars we've had. Yeah.
Except for the car that I have now.
Well, that doesn't count.
And except for the trucks.
Yeah, that doesn't count. Problem size is directly correlated with your resources. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So that was a good thing. And then I thought I was going to have to drop another $233 today because the power jack on my phone quit working yesterday. It wasn't working when I got to work. And I thought I was going to have to upgrade my phone, which I still got to do the payout on buying it because I'm paying for it as I'm going along with our phone bill.
It has something to do with our contract.
Yeah, we're under contract, so we didn't have to pay any money up front for the phones, right? And then
supposedly they were free, but ain't nothing free.
Well, yeah, but so anyway, I'm literally on chat with Verizon, getting ready to upgrade my phone, which is going to cost me $233, and I'm looking at the things, the characteristics of my phone, all the highlights of the what it can do. I've had this. How long have I had that phone? 6 years?
No.
I got it before we moved here.
No, that's not true. I got us new phones.
Anyway, I've had it
2 years maybe.
I've had it for a long time. I've had it for a very long time, and I did not realize that thing does wireless charging. So I don't need the power jack. I spent $31, got a brand new power charger.
You texted me all proud of that, and I was like, I think I have two at the house.
Walmart delivered it. Walmart had it delivered at the door of the house before I got home. So I was really impressed with that. But I'm going to take if we've got two of them here, I'm going to take one to work. So I've got one at work.
Yeah, you just let me. So, like with this one, I know we have at least two, but I think I have a third one. So,
But those stupid phones have you guys priced phones lately? Put a one in chat if you priced phone replacements.
It's like $2,000 easy.
No, the Samsung 25 is almost $1,300.
Oh, that's what the Apple used to be.
Yeah,
the Apple's like $2,000 now.
yeah.
Like that.
I don't use Apples. Yeah, so Gregory's done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's a little tip, guys. Man, settle on a model and actually the make of the phone, either Android or Apple, and stick with it, because the people that have to swap those out, I had to deal with a lady at work, her personal phone. She bought a Motorola Android and she had an Apple iPhone. And so the Google Play Store, which is where the application for doing the switching and stuff is, we can't get to it because Google Play is very bad at vetting software, and a lot of stuff comes off of Google Play that's infected. So we can't get to it. So I'm having to run. I go outside to get the Google Play, then I have to come back inside to do the phone. Then I have to run back outside to do something else with Google. And I finally told her, I wiped the new phone clean and said, go find some place with Wi-Fi, and here's how you just follow the instructions. It's stupid easy.
So there's a new thing going on now, like with the new Apples. So we changed an application and updated it. We did 2 hard updates lately. And when we did those updates, some of the older phones fell out. They're no longer compatible with like biometrics and that kind of thing. And so I literally, people get so upset, but I have to ask them, and I'm like, okay, so what style is your phone? And I can look up and see if it's compatible or not. And they get mad that they have to go buy a new phone. I'm like, well, how long have you had that phone? 15 years. Well, this is why you need to go get a new phone. And so then they get upset about that because, we all live out in the country. We're out in the middle of nowhere. So it's not convenient. It's like an hour and a half to get to a provider where you can get a phone, or you have to, stay with the graces of UPS and order one online and hope you're not getting ripped off. Well, now we got this new thing. The new Apple phones have an Apple library.
Yeah.
So now I'm having to deal with go to your Apple store because they have to download the updated app to get it on their phone. No, this should be in my library. They said everything should be in my library. Yes, it should be if it got transferred over. If it did not get transferred over, it is not there. I need you to go to your store. But they said the library is the only thing that matters. So I beg of you, anybody of you that sells phones and upgrades these plans, and you do it for commission, and it's solely for the commission and not about the customer, knock it off. Quit. Stop telling them that. Quit telling them this crap.
Yep.
Because it's not true. And it makes it hard for me to do my job.
I will say this. She actually had 2 personal phones. She had the new Motorola Razr, the brand new flip phone. I'm telling you guys.
Swank, is that the one that's like all one picture?
No, it's a flip phone. You flip it up and it's got the keyboard down here and the screen up here.
Oh, like old school.
Just like the old school Nokia. But I'll tell you what, I may be getting one of those whenever it comes time to get a new phone. Because I'm one of the people she was talking about. I had a Nokia flip phone from 1997 till 2015.
Something like that.
Yeah. It was
15, somewhere there.
So I had a Nokia split phone for about 12, 15 years.
I think my daughter and I just finally got so fed up. We went and found it, and we were like, it was Black Friday, and we went and found his phone, and we went to Verizon, and we're like, it's time for new phones for everybody. We just passed them over. And then the weird part was they gave them all back to us. They didn't want the phones because they were so old. And they're like, no, here, you can have them. So it's still here.
It's here someplace.
I came across it at some point. I can't remember where it's at, but it was like, why do we still have this? And I'm like, man, he's going to want it. So I just left it.
See, Shelly says her old Razr was her favorite all-time flip phone.
Yeah.
Oh, and then, you guys, you need to, if you run into Mrs. Hacks, you need to see if she's okay. Ask her if she's okay. Because
that girl.
she got a boo-boo. While Hax was working on the truck, I was helping her split wood. And again, here's a preparedness tip. Make sure you've got a good first aid kit if you're doing wood or something.
Yeah.
Because she was running the splitter while I was lifting the big heavy logs up there, and she had one of these really gnarly pieces of wood, and it flipped on her and it pinched her finger and it got her good.
Crushed it.
Yeah.
Crushed it. Broke it. It's nasty.
So
what was so funny about it is she come over. They came over Sunday, and we're looking at some vehicles and that kind of thing, and then I fed him dinner and I was getting dinner ready. And so she's sitting and talking to me while we're doing dinner. And she's just raving, going on and on and on about, thank God Garen was there. If it wasn't for Grumpy, it would have just been horrible. She would have died, is what she was making it sound like. Like she was stuck in this contraption and she wasn't going to get out. And Garen was like this hero that came in and lifted this log. And so I'm like, wow, Garen did that? And she's like, yeah. And she's just praising him up. We're sitting down at dinner, and I told Garen, I said, hey, I'm really glad that you were put there with Patty while all this was happening. I said, you really saved her. I said, I'm pretty impressed. You're like the hero for the weekend. And he looked at me, he goes, what are you talking about? And I was, well, Patty told me you saved her. And he looks at Patty and he goes, what are you talking about? And Patty starts telling him about what he did. And he goes, no, I didn't. I moved the log. So, you would have thought he was fighting with the wood splitter.
She had her finger out from behind that log before I had my back turned to her. All I heard was a god awful scream. And it was a bad. She hurt her finger really bad.
Oh yeah, no, it's bad. I was like, should have went and got stitches. And she's like, man, I'll be fine.
King Corso, what's up?
I'm like, well, your finger is probably crooked. And she goes, yeah, it was. She was, I just iced it up really good and pulled and like, bleh. And so, yeah, she's a trooper, man.
That's what you do when you live out in the country.
Former Patty Hacks, I'm telling you, Farmer Pippin, she's on it. So she's got it. Don't mess with that girl.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that
was get her once, but once she gets up.
That was that. And then I had way too much time in the truck on Friday, seriously, by myself. I came home and all I wanted to do was drink enough beers to get drunk, just because I just way too much time to think about stuff. So then I did. I made some shandies. It was a great day to drink shandies because it was nice and warm, and I was just able to sit back in a chair and just drink it. And
I was at work.
Yeah, she was at work. So yeah, it was a good decompression session by the end of the day. I felt once I reached peak numbness, the peakest numbness I was going to reach, I quit drinking.
I kind of had a clue when I came in. So I usually get home about, I don't know, at 7:45, 8 o'clock. Just depends on if I make a run somewhere or not. It might have been a little after 8 Friday. And then I came in and I just went straight to the kitchen. I had 300 tamales I was trying to put out, a bunch of chili I was trying to put out, a whole bunch of stuff. And because we got festival coming, so I got to be cooking, got to get everything together. And I just started. Well, he'll usually come in and, get some dinner and sit down and talk to me while I'm doing everything. And I went in to go change or something, change my shoes and everything. And I come walking out. Well, I thought he was getting ready to get up and come talk to me. And he goes, you're not going to say hi to me? I'm like, well, I mean, you usually come and talk to me.
Yeah, she walked through. She didn't say hi to me.
Well, that's not true. I stopped and I said hello. Like, you usually come talk to me. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't know if he was doing something or not.
Nope.
So
I was just listening to music.
Yeah, so I got in trouble Friday. But got a lot accomplished, though.
And then Saturday, got a lot accomplished Saturday. Mm-hmm. I started rebuilding the fence for the pen. I'm going to get that done before we start working on the big paddocks. I want to get that done. Mm-hmm. So, but I had to drop some trees, and I still got trees out there that need to be cut up. So I dropped 3 of them, and I ripped through one and got it cut, ready to split. Mm-hmm. And by the time I was done, I had cut that one up, and then I let the animals back into the pen because they like chewing on the bark of the trees and the little limbs and everything.
Good fodder for them.
And by the time I was done stacking the wood, they were having such a good time. I just left it in there. It's still sitting out there. They've eaten most of the bark off of it.
I know it's raining,
but yeah, it was it was fun watching them. I was like, okay, I'll get up Sunday morning and cut that one up before church, and I stick my head out the window at 6:30, and the little babies are just jumping all over it and just having a grand old time.
Take that away.
So yeah, they've been planning on it for the past 2 days. So I'm gonna, once it dries off, probably Saturday or Sunday, I'll probably take care of it.
The other trees that need to come down, those are going to need to come along. So definitely we have to have farm equipment working before we can do anything with those, or else we're going to be replacing fence. And
yeah, that's
expensive fencing. We ain't doing that.
There's a couple of trees that are hanging over the fence. Son of Hacks, if you guys ever meet him, he's a certified arborist. Mm-hmm. And so he was saying, yeah, he said he's going to help me do it. He's going to go up and top it, and then we'll drag the rest of it down with the come along in the truck.
Oh, that'll work.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought we needed the skid steer.
No, I mean we could use a skid steer, but the truck will work just as fine.
All right.
Once we get it top, I'll be able to pull it down.
Okay.
Just cut it.
All right. Oh.
Greg said they haven't gotten even working on there. You better start. It's supposed to have our first freeze here the second or third week of October.
No, October 2nd.
Popple sticks work great to splint broken fingers. Ask Susie.
Yeah. They took some kind of metal from a countertop and bent it over and did it, and it gave her enough room that her fingernail wasn't pressing against the metal, so it works out better. It actually is pretty good.
Hacks made a homemade splint, and
he hacked medical equipment.
You could literally kill somebody with this thing if you punched him hard enough. Hey, kiss off. What's up? Yeah, he made it, and it got me thinking. So I haven't told anybody this story about my son. We were talking about it this weekend. So my son, he was what? 10 years old, 12 years old. He was fourth grade.
He was 12. He was sixth grade.
Was he sixth grade when that happened? Okay, so he broke his thumb.
Because I thought he should have been old enough to be smart enough, and I figured that you would have been dad enough to be smart enough.
Well, no. So he broke his thumb, and it was just a hairline fracture. So they put him in a soft splint, and he was like, "Can I still play football?" And they were like, "Yeah, as long as you wrap it up good." So I broke out the foam and the ace bandages, and I made a great padding for him. His hand looked like a club, and his thumb was sticking out like that. And so the very first football practice, we go over there, we go back out there, and there was a big green metal electrical box next to the field, and we're all standing by it. And the coach goes, "Annie, are you sure you should be playing with that?" And he goes, "Yeah, watch this." And he takes his thumb and he slams the end of it as hard as he can into the junction box, and it flattened that thing down. And he's jumping around holding it, going ooh, because he heard it so bad. I was like, you knucklehead. But yeah, that's the story. We all just have to do what we have to do at times. Absolutely. Yeah. So just remember that you guys have a first aid kit with you. If you're on the homestead, if you're in the car, whatever, have a good first aid kit. Okay. Something to stop the bleeding and in case somebody gets holes poked.
Splints. Yeah. Splint, stitches, gauze.
So then, like I said, Sunday dealt with the truck. That day was completely shot. But the
day was shot except for in fellowship.
We had the hacks were over
told Skanes get her butt over.
Skanes was over, so we had the chili. Mm-hmm. The person that made the chili did not put bell peppers in it, and so
everybody's a little gassy.
Everybody's a little gassy.
But I'll fix that before festival.
Yeah, tell them what you put in it though.
Oh, sirloin tip steak.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wanted to try it out, just kind of see how it went. So I grilled it up and then cut it up and then threw it in there. I just brought it to probably not rare because it was still brown, but medium rare. And then chopped it. No, ow. Sorry. With all of the rain, my nerves have been hypersensitive today. So just touching anything hurts.
And somebody thinks it's okay to crawl up in everybody's lap without asking.
And so anyway, so I did that. It came out really good. It was good. Chili's always good the second day anyway, but it's like really good. Like I can't get enough of it. I've had it like breakfast, dinner
Please don't.
like I have.
No. Oh, well, don't.
I'm not as gassy as you though. It doesn't affect the cook.
Yeah,
It
it
doesn't
did.
affect the cook.
Don't listen to her.
It doesn't affect the cook the way it
Don't
affects
listen to her.
everybody else. But that's okay. I'll saute up some bell peppers and throw it in there. We'll be fine.
Well, and if you're gonna be at Self-Reliance Festival, she's gonna have homemade bread bowls, which the bread is really good. It's got potato bread and milk bread. And
I didn't make any milk bread, and I won't for this festival.
there's still milk bread.
No, that's all potato bread. All the milk bread went for the Oktoberfest.
That all went to
community.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, there you go.
But the potato bread, I think, holds up better and it's sturdier, and because we have to move it, and that's why we're doing that. If I was making bread on the spot, milk bread would be fine, but I'm not.
Lynn says you need a Dutch oven.
I do. I have several.
Did you hear that?
Oh,
she needs a Dutch oven. You heard her.
No, stop it.
You heard her.
Stop.
Yeah, so we're gonna be serving the chili in the bread bowls, which is actually really good, especially when it's hot and it's nice and juicy and it soaks into the bread.
I cook the bread and I just put it in the oven to heat it up a little bit, and it toasted it nice, and it's really good, really, really good. I liked it.
Yeah.
So, and I think I'm going to do that, and then I think I'm also going to do. I don't know how many of you are going to the festival that are in here, but well, you can just tell me what's your favorite. I was thinking loaded baked potato soup, or I was thinking cheddar broccoli soup.
You need to do the cheddar broccoli for this one.
I've got like Panera's recipe for my cheddar broccoli. So yeah, that one, that's the one you want.
Yeah.
Darren's he's just saying, this is what you guys want.
That's
That's what you're getting.
Hey, Shelly, what does Randy want? What kind of soup does Randy want? Cheese and broccoli or bacon cheddar?
I say Randy is a chili guy.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think so. Loaded baked potato.
Okay. And maybe I can do a little bit of both. And then when it goes, it goes. And it just is what it is.
So Lucy says she's still tearing down the old building. All I have left to do is clean out the crawl space, and it's finally done. Okay, well, it's good thing that you're good to hear. He would want chili.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, Shelly wants
wants loaded baked potato.
Loaded baked potato.
We can make that happen.
I don't think I asked Shelly what she wanted.
You didn't.
I asked what Randy wanted.
Well, so Shelly,
thank you for sharing.
Shelly finally got to Randy, and I'm sure that Shelly was like, "Why in the hell didn't he ask me? What was that about?"
I'm teasing Shelly. I'm teasing. Guys, if you've never met Shelly and Randy, two old crows, Shelly is the best sport in the world because I tease her. Since the dad met her, I've always teased her, and she's always been a great sport. And that's one of the things I love about Shelly is just the way she puts up with my shit.
Yeah, man.
But so what else went on around here? We're okay. This fleas, guys. It was so wet here this summer that fleas have been really bad, and we've never had problems with fleas here before. But this summer it's been really bad, and we got Dolly is like a little flea magnet. The other two dogs, are scratching, but they're not really bad. That poor Dolly, she is just getting eaten up and for like the last 3 or 4 weeks. And so I've been hitting her every single day with this spray on flea stuff that's got citronella oil in it, which she hates. She just desperately hates the stuff.
So I think what we're going to do this weekend, I think I'm going to go ahead and when you can give her a flea dip. So you let me know what day you can do that, Saturday or Sunday. And the same day before that morning, I want to start doing the laundry. So Dolly sleeps in the bed, and she loves to snuggle, and she just feels like she's got to watch over me. And so I'm a little concerned that possibly maybe something is in the blankets. And so she goes and gets a dip and then comes back and they're like, yay, it's all clear for us. So I don't know that that's right. But for some reason, I remember like in California when my parents would treat for this stuff, it was like a whole ordeal. It was laundry and carpets and dogs all at the same time.
Well, you remember Ash has got fleas that one
She
summer.
had hot spots. Hers was a little different.
Well, she got fleas, and I remember doing what
we did. We
doing what Patty
did the laundry.
Yeah, and we had a water bowl down on the floor at night with a lamp
Don't
over.
remember that.
Yeah, we did that. I distinctly remember that. That took us a good month and a half, 2 months to get her squared away because it was.
Well, we need to do it because winter's coming and they're all going to be shut up in
Yeah.
together. And I can't do it anymore because she gets in the bed and she scratches. And then, so it's literally like I put a quarter in the bed and I'm just doing this number. And that's the worst. I just have to take my hand and put it over her and beg her to stop or move.
Yeah, Shelly. So that's the ultimate goal. But the dogs have not been to the vet for over a year. And so they want it before they give us the next guard is the only thing that the border collies can have. Everything else has ivermectin in it, and that
can't have it.
that will kill the border collies. And so they have to get a vet checkup before they will give a prescription for the next guard.
Sulfur bath. Oh, huh.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, that's basically what the flea dip, like what they did last
probably
weekend.
is what it is.
Yeah.
Can we get sulfur? We probably could.
Yeah, we could, but
we ought to try that.
I'm gonna get them on the next guard because that's the one thing I know 100% will work for all of them.
It's just the only problem to get it. We have to take them. They have to have a checkup. Then they have to have all their vaccines. I hate vaccines. The dogs never do well with vaccines. And the big mutt, the big one that's got to go, because she's got to be put on next guard too, the guardian dog, she's going to be even more expensive because she weighs more. And so I don't know. And I don't know what the side effects are.
Yeah. And you guys,
so it's just a whole lot.
And y'all can thank the government for this. Seriously. The fact,
we used to be able to just order it.
Yeah. But the government in its infinite wisdom decided that we could not be trusted with things like NextGuard and antibiotics and things like that.
So what would have only cost us $75 per dog per month is now going to end up costing us for the first month, I would say probably $1,000.
No,
they have to have vaccines. They have to be seen. They're not going to just give us the next guard.
Well, we'll have
maybe
that
if we can beg Amy and get it. I don't know.
We will have that discussion.
Call Eric and see if he'll get it. I don't know.
But it's ridiculous. The thing that burns me is so I've been taking liquid ivermectin for
years,
since 2018.
Yeah.
Since 2018, way before COVID was even a thing. I was taking it, and I stand by it, right? And if I was not buying human grade ivermectin or stuff that's marketed towards humans, what I would probably be using is a product called sheep dip or sheep drench, which is
good thing I buy it.
which is liquid ivermectin for the flock. It so happens that the people that make sheep drench also make the human liquid ivermectin, and the dosage is exactly the same. If I was doing that, I would never advocate using anything called sheep drench for liquid ivermectin, especially now, because it used to be for a 32-ounce bottle was $38.
No, I would get a gallon. I was able to get a gallon, and a gallon would only cost me $28. Then it started going up to $35. Then it went down to half a gallon for $35. Then it went to $38 for half a gallon. Then COVID came out and the shelves started emptying out. And now all of a sudden you get a quart for $98 to $128.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on where you buy it.
It's ridiculously expensive.
Right.
It's cheap. It's literally cheaper to get the pills now. Didn't used to be that way. It's cheaper to get the pills.
And in my children's words, thank God we're hoarders.
Yeah. But it's not horse paste. Anybody that tells you that stupid stuff. They make a swine injector ivermectin.
Oh yeah, and they also do for cattle too. And
yeah.
So we have friends that use the cattle one. It's just your preference on what you want to use. Since we have the sheep, we can justify the sheep. And then once we get the pigs here, the hogs in, then we can justify having that. Well, as well as I do, they're already trying to enter our house.
Well, and that's the way it started was because it's a dewormer. Sheep drench is a dewormer. And it's ivermectin. Ivermectin's a wonder drug, seriously. which is one of the reasons why they're trying to put it back on the schedule. You know, ivermectin was a scheduled drug up until 1972.
Is it that late?
Yeah, but they figured out that there was no reason for it to be on the schedule. In fact, it's one of the few drugs they've taken it off once it was on, and then now they're trying to put it back on schedule because it was so effective with taking care of COVID. And if you've got the flu, the ivermectin that does the same thing. Because
if you don't have the flu and everybody around you has the flu, start taking the ivermectin.
Yeah, as a prophylactic, absolutely. In fact, I wasn't hardly sick at all up until the first bout of COVID that I had.
Well, now everybody in the office is getting sick. You should have heard them today. They all sound like, oh, it's bad. So
you better start getting.
Yeah, we're breaking out the ivermectin, and I hate it because it literally tastes like soap, dirty dish soap.
I thought you were going to use the pills. I thought that's why you got the pills, because you didn't like the liquid.
I'll have to get more. The pills I got in case we were in the middle of being sick, and we had that, and that was a quick recovery. But preventative, you know what we have to do. So I'm going to have to get in there and do that.
Greer says you won't believe how careless he gets when he's pouring for his cows. Some of it just like accidentally falls in your mouth, doesn't it? No, but it's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. Ivermectin, they didn't even think about ivermectin until people started.
All the farmers said, why don't we need to go buy that crap? We'll just get the ivermectin.
Yeah, and until people started using it to fight COVID, they didn't care. Now they're trying to put it back onto the schedule. Mm-hmm. And it's 100% power play by the pharmaceuticals. Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. So, and Dr. Diane is probably going to be out there again. So, hopefully he'll have some more. But yeah.
So just keep your eyes up. If you can get ivermectin from a doctor and everything, do it. If not, there are other avenues you can get it through. Just mm-hmm. saying. It's about being preparedness. You got to think outside the box. All right. Because there's going to come a time, if they get the opportunity, they will make it illegal for you to buy it over the counter. Mm-hmm. They seriously will. And then they'll continue to demonize. I don't know if you remember the whole horse paste, the whole horse paste thing. See, I prefer the apple flavored horse paste. Or did I? Yeah, I didn't like the taste of it. I tried a little bit because I was like, it just never. Yeah. Some people say that. I'm Grateful Hearts. I'm not saying
other people that have said
I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying, I don't understand it. Of course, I don't like beets either, and everybody likes beets. Everybody I know is like, "Ooh, beets are delicious." No, they're not. They're nasty.
Beets are earthy. I don't think they're bad or good.
But they're just earthy. I like organ meat, and a lot of people don't like organ meat.
No. He got mad because I pulled out about I'm getting ready for another a cow's coming. And so I'm trying to get the freezers empty, which you wouldn't know it because I'm getting ready for the festival. And so getting all the cooking and everything together. So I will only be cooking out in Tennessee, guys. So they're going to be the test as to whether or not I'm ready for all festivals. And so we got a couple things. We got some people coming. They'll be riding with us and they're going to be helping out. And so I'm going to have it easier. I think as long as it's not super cold and as long as it's not raining, like with the pressure like it is today, I should be okay. So I just get hypersensitive where just touching anything or moving my fingers like this, it hurts.
Well, so. Today was the first day I was able to cook something for myself on the stove. It's either been her tamales or the dog food for the past 2 weeks.
Chili was on there a couple days.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so we'll get it. And then I'm going to give him a reprieve and a break. And then starting next, probably on Sunday, because we leave on Friday, it'll be bread every single day. So I'll get home from work straight to making bread and get that done.
Don't you got enough bread?
No. How much bread bowls do you think I have out there?
About 80.
No. I sent a crap ton with Patty.
You filled up the.
I didn't.
You filled up the refrigerator.
I did not.
We had this conversation already.
I was just out there because I pulled 2 bags so that we had them for Sunday's dinner. I know what's in there.
We had this conversation.
Anyway, there's not. And I believe that I only made, so I had 10 that went bad. And so I had 30. We used 10. There's 20 out there. If you go count, you'll find 4 bags of 5.
In the small one.
in the whatever the freezer is
Oh, the
over
big
here.
one.
Oh, is there bread bowls in the small one? I
Yeah.
thought you sent those with Patty.
No, though you filled it back up.
Well, you were taking everything out to the freeze. I'll check. Anyway, I'll do inventory and figure it out.
All right.
What do you mean, okay?
No, I said I'm right.
I think you sent everything with Patty because they said they ended up with almost 100.
Yeah. That you've made almost 200 of those damn things.
No.
Yeah.
Possibly be.
Yeah, you did. But anyway, so you guys, fresh bread bowls all around it at Tennessee.
There's nothing better than a bread bowl with your soup inside of it. You can dip the rest of the bread.
Actually, yes, there is.
We did not find a trailer, Gregory. This is a sob story that I'm going to have this conversation with Aaron because I priced getting a trailer today. He wants to pick it up on Wednesday. I need to find out exactly what day that we're going to drop it off. I put it in for Monday just in case.
That's fine.
And then because we won't be able to unpack on Sunday, but I didn't know if we needed it until Tuesday. It's going to be $200 to rent a trailer for SRF.
It's better than $3,000 for a new one now.
Well, I mean, I know we're in that situation, but I just want to let you know.
HG says gumbo.
No,
cold,
it ain't doing
cold
gumbo.
weather for gumbo.
Not in Tennessee, it won't go.
Yeah,
I know what sells where it sells. Gumbo is not that. Gumbo would do all right in Midwest, but Tennessee, they like their pork. They like their chili. They hearty. They eat hearty there.
Did you get a single axle or a double axle?
I didn't get anything because I wanted to verify dates with you.
Wednesday through Monday night. As long
It's going to work.
As long as we can take it back Monday night.
When do you want to pick it up on Wednesday? Because they asked that too, and I wasn't sure if you were taking time off Wednesday or not.
I can take time off. It's not a big deal.
So you want it in the afternoon, morning?
It's got to be in the afternoon.
Okay, so anytime after 2?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I'll get that done tomorrow. Or
Chicken
tonight.
chicken sausage gumbo with okra and hot cornbread. That does sound good.
I could do that. No,
And
Arkansas,
jalapenos.
Louisiana, possibly Texas, Oklahoma. I don't think that far north in Tennessee. I don't think that's going to sell. But so I'm not even going to bother. I know what works, and I'm just going to stick with what works.
Somebody found the joy of Thai chilies last week too. We got these little tiny. They're tiny. They're maybe
tiny,
maybe a half inch long at most.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, it can't be bad. Look how small it is."
They came in. I was so excited.
And so she ate one, and I was in there laying down in bed, and she's like, "These are hot. These are real hot.
Here, taste this." So it's real sweet and nice and mild, and then all of a sudden it's like, "Wah!" So anyway,
And then we got another one. I'm not really quite sure what it is.
Skins, I thought I saw you say something about cornbread for October. Are you putting jalapenos in cornbread? If you're doing that, I'm gonna make a bowl of cornbread that I like because I do cornbread and I put cream corn in it, so it's not gluten free, but it is good. My cornbread.
It's good. It'd be better with jalapenos in it.
I ain't doing it with jalapeno. Apparently, Skins is, so don't worry about it.
Cornbread hush puppies with jalapenos. That'd be awesome.
Anyway, so. Now I got it figured out. I think for breakfast, we're not going to go nothing fancy. Breakfast burritos do better than anything else out there. So I think we're going to keep it down to that. We don't sell a lot of breakfast anyway, because most people stay in hotels and that kind of thing.
And just take 3-4 things of cinnamon rolls. Are you making?
Oh yeah, no, I'll just maybe 3 dozen. I think of cinnamon rolls. I'm not going to do any more than that.
Okay, everybody in chat, answer this question as I ask her to. Let me know if you've ever heard of this. Banana bread cinnamon rolls.
No.
They were watching the video. My coworkers like watching cooking videos, and they found
a challenge for me.
No, well, I don't know. They were just, this couple was making banana bread cinnamon rolls, and I was like,
how's that possible?
Well, I don't know.
It's 2 different consistencies.
Well, but you've made banana bread that you've put baking soda in. Or baking powder, I don't know which, baking powder, and it's been nice and fluffy. No. And it's not like the heavy banana bread. You had a lighter.
That's just the way that I make the bread. And so, no, so that's not accurate. Banana bread does not. I I'll have to look at that one recipe. It might have baking powder because that was a
Sam-
big thing back in the 50s and 60s.
Sam says he's hungry now.
Yeah, don't worry, Sam. Oh shoot, Sam, you're coming to Midwest. I'm supposed to have cinnamon rolls for you at Kiri's tent. I forgot about that. I got to get cinnamon rolls made.
Okay, make them.
I'll get those done
Do it.
Thursday. I'll do it Thursday since we're gonna go out Friday, and then I'll have fresh cinnamon rolls for you, Sam, and then but you know what? Maybe you make the banana bread. Oh, remember how I did that cheesecake? And I did a triple chocolate brownie, and then I crumbled it.
Okay.
And then I went ahead and
Sam's not going to be there.
Oh, okay. Well, then I won't worry about it. You going to be in Tennessee? I'll definitely have cinnamon rolls in Tennessee. And so then I took that and I added some melted butter and I made my crust. And then I made my cheesecake. My cheesecake's a little bit different. I do New York style, and I put my cheesecake in. And then I did a little bit extra. So it was the one that I did, Midwest Preparedness. We did a cook-off, dessert cook-off. And so it's the one that I made for that. And man, it was good. Oh, God, that was good. And so I made that because I was just trying to think of what I had. Let's just use what I got and then put something together. It was good. So perhaps, if I did the banana bread and then crumbled it and added it into the dough, it would have to have a little bit more flour. Let me think this through.
Okay. Well, no, they were doing the dough out of.
They just added bananas to the dough. Well, that's super simple. That's a substitute. Okay, that's a substitution for butter.
Okay.
That's what they did.
Well, I don't know. I didn't watch it. I was busy actually working.
Bread.
Let's see here. He'll be at SRF. He's attending a big pistol rifle training class in Kentucky this weekend. Sorry,
Nice.
Got a bunch of others are instructing. Well, that sounds like fun. That sounds like a lot of fun.
So I was thinking about that. I was actually wondering about I was thinking about this, doing it, and I thought even out on the res when I go out there and I sell some stuff. I was thinking about how hard would it be to make some homemade ice cream, and then when I sell my pumpkin pies and all my how I do my little desserts they can take, and then I could actually do a scoop of ice cream, homemade ice cream on it, and then I could even put it in containers and they could take it home with them if they bought a larger pie and took it home with them.
Yep. So, Gregory, it's got to be Susie talking.
Could you mush up the bananas and use it as part of the liquid for the sweet bread? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking. And I think maybe like cut the butter possibly. And then I'm going to have to play with this. Susie, you play with it. She's a bread maker too.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. Susie, you play with it. I'll play with it. You take notes. I'll take notes. And let's see which works out better. Because we're going to know. Because if it doesn't rise correctly, then it's a no-go.
Right.
I mean, your cinnamon rolls have to rise and you got to punch them the right way. So, and Susie, I'll be glad to send you my recipe, my cinnamon roll recipe. And then you'll have it.
Whoa, really?
Only Susie.
I'm going to have to drive up there.
We have her email.
I'm going to have to drive up there and take them out afterwards once you get the information you need.
If I share with her, she'll share her experience with me. It's all good. It's collaboration. And so I'll email you my recipe and then and see, just so you know what I'm working with. And then I'll kind of go off of that. If you have a different recipe, use yours and see what you come up with that. And then we'll kind of see which one tastes good and how it works. Oh, we may come up with a whole new recipe, Susie. We could be famous.
Okay.
Famous. What is that? Famous Amos?
Yeah.
Cookies? We could be famous Amos.
Angeles. or Suzela.
Suzela.
So going to bed. She'll see us at SRF.
All right, Shelly. See you later.
Glad you showed up, Shelly. But yeah, I don't know. I just saw that and I was like, that's very interesting. But Scott and I sat there for a good 5 minutes trying to figure out how you would integrate because they were kind of weak on how they actually did it.
Well, because because they probably didn't do it correctly is kind of what I'm thinking.
But
if you get actual bread makers together that are willing to experiment it with
I'll bet if you do a 5-minute search on the internet, you'll find a banana bread cinnamon roll recipe.
It's got to be close to my cinnamon. I have cinnamon rolls perfected, and I don't want to mess with that. Now, I could see like a banana custard possibly, or something like that for the,
for the filling.
For the filling, I could see something like that.
No, this was banana bread. It was banana bread.
I'll check it out. I'll see. I'm always up for a challenge. They're gonna have to wait till after festival.
Skanes is gonna have to finally go back to making a real
her
real
first
living
day tomorrow.
So
it's kind of how it works. I get to experiment with cooking, and if I am, and then or I make too much, I can send it to Garen to work, and then it's all gone. I don't have to worry about it. The nice thing is, I get critiques that come back to me, and can you maybe try this or this or this, and then I can keep playing. So it's kind of nice. They're a bunch of foodies over there. So
everybody wish Skanes best of luck tomorrow.
Yeah, Skanes, what time do you start?
Now remember, you want a firm handshake. You want to look him in the eye and tell him your name.
Pretty sure she already did that Monday.
I'm just saying. Same thing we told the kids on their first day of school.
Yeah.
So do we need to come over and take pictures of you all dressed up before you go?
No.
Got your little suitcase.
You know what she's wearing? Blue jeans and a t-shirt.
No.
Yeah. So stop it. Oh goodness. So
best of luck to the patients, she said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she cracked me. She's like, I thought I would dress up because she thought she started on Monday. She thought she would dress up. And so I was like, oh, really? What'd you wear? Did you, you brought work clothes with you? And she goes, yeah, I put on my best pair of scrubs. And I said, you mean your pajamas? You went to work in your pajamas? And she's like, stop it, scrubs. I wanted to look professional. And to me, right, because my job, looking professional, you're in a nice skirt or slacks. You're in a suit. You're looking good. And so it's just kind of funny. It just cracked me up. I was giving her a hard time. I didn't mean nothing by it, but when the nurse starting the IV has the nickname
Shaky.
Squirrel. That would scare me more than her starting the IV.
She's wearing her red scrubs. Look at that. She's going all that is professional for a healthcare worker, though.
Yeah.
That is professional.
Her blood and sweat is in it. There you go.
I'll tell you what,
that's the message I get from it.
There were a couple of phlebotomists there at Truman Medical Center that I hated getting my blood drawn from, because those girls, oh man, they love talking, which wasn't bad, but they start talking, and then it was like it was like a session of operation trying to find your freaking blood vessel sometimes.
Right. So Skanes, now I'm laughing. So okay, so what you guys don't know.
Should you be giving Skanes' secrets away?
Yeah, no, this is funny.
Okay.
So I'm giving it away whether she wants me to or not. She knows I mean it with love. So she was in a hurry to get out. So a lot of her shoes are at home. So poor girl's without flip-flops right now. I offered a pair. She said she'll figure it out. She might have some in a box. But here's what I want to know, because every nurse that I know wears Crocs or clogs.
Yeah.
Did your Crocs or clogs make it with you in any of those boxes, Skanes? Because I found out something today. My shoes, with all of the rain that we had and the flooding down in, well, it wasn't flooded. It was just a lot of rain and rising water in Topeka. I found that my shoes are spring and summer shoes. My feet have been wet all day and freezing cold. And so I need to go shoe shopping. So I'm wondering if you do too.
Oh God.
I'm just saying.
Shoe shopping trip.
Two pairs of shoes. That's all I need. That should get me.
That's for like $400 for you.
No.
Yes, it is.
Stop it.
You still owe for the.
I don't know how I can owe. You take my paycheck and put it where it's
supposed to be. You owe clothing money.
You take my paycheck and put it where it's supposed to be.
You still owe clothing. You said you would pay back the clothing money. I have not.
Right. I got a job. I literally got a job.
Oh.
There's money there.
Oh, okay.
So look, just the fact that I'm not putting that money in a bank account with only my name on it and allotting so much money to go, you should be like grateful that I'm that person.
HG says he wore black side zipper tactical boots at the ER and custom designed Converse All-Stars at the hospice resident.
Yeah, I could see Skeins doing that too. I don't know how comfortable she'd be in those boots though.
I'm thinking the All-Stars would probably be really comfortable if
Yeah.
you weren't.
Only problem is she's going to be trucking through snow.
She did
She's
not.
going to be down by where I work. So I'm kind of excited about that because we're finally getting enough bodies that our lunches and things are going to start going back to normal. So if Skanes and I want to meet up for lunch, we'll actually be able to do that because we have at Evergy Plaza, there's like on Tuesday or Wednesdays, excuse me, the food trucks come in. They have a big food truck thing. And then for dinners on Thursday, they got the beer garden,
Curie.
and live music and food trucks and all of that. So if we can find a food truck that I won't kill myself, then maybe we can do dinner there.
Forgot.
Iron Rail Brewery is also right across the road from where I'm at.
I forgot to introduce Curie to the young lady from Wisconsin.
Oh no, you were supposed to do that.
Or Michigan, I'm sorry. Minnesota.
Well, you were trying to get her back here for Midwest, weren't you?
Someplace. I don't know.
Is she going to come back?
No, she's busy.
Okay. But you got her number and everything.
Yeah, I got her email and all that stuff.
Oh, Carrie, you're gonna love this girl.
Yeah, she's a permaculture person, and she's all about product safety and all kinds of cool stuff. They came down and they're on contract with the Indian agency to go around talking about product safety for the new businesses that the nations are opening up across the country. So very interesting person.
Yeah, and she's not too far from you, Carrie. So we thought you two would be a good match.
The hardwood floors would just kill my feet. Yeah, you know what? I'm getting at that age. I spent all day not all day Saturday cutting wood, but I was out there all day Saturday between the fence and the wood, and somehow the insole of my foot got bruised. And I've been gimping around since Sunday, just like an old man. Seriously, the only way I can put it, and it's just now starting to feel better.
Ask Carrie hey Carrie, we were going to bring some products just like we did last time, but I'm wondering, do you want me to bring some cinnamon rolls? So like if you want to sell some of your jam as a top end and then on a cinnamon roll or something like that, do you want to do that?
Or fresh bread.
I don't know how much time I got time to do both. So
just do the bread.
The cinnamon rolls take me less time.
Oh, okay.
But I mean,
putting jam on cinnamon bread just seems like a little bit of overkill. In fact, the only person I know that's done that since we started this whole journey has been Sam.
Sam just was the only one that took video of it.
Whatever you want.
I don't know, girl. I don't want to be taking up a lot of your space.
I'm gonna have some feet pictures for you then. We'll take some feet pictures. You can sell those.
No. But all right. Well, maybe I'll try to do some loaves of bread or something. And if you think that's going to be better, and then she can pair it up and then just throw my loaf in as a combo or something like that, if that works. I don't know. Carrie will have to think about it. Baconators. Are we planning on doing that for Tennessee?
No.
Why?
Too much work.
She makes them. All I have to do is heat them up. I just slice them and serve them.
All right.
We did it as a combination, did pretty good. So I don't know if she wants to do that again.
Carrie wants to see no, you don't want to see my grumpy toes. I don't even want to see my grumpy toes really most of the time.
You really don't. So, but yeah.
So we had the conversation this weekend. I have turned into my dad. Because I got my foot got stepped on about 3 years ago by a cow, and I've got this one toenail that never fell off, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and it was not right, and it's to the point where I literally have to take the dogs, the grinder that we use to take care of the dogs, and grind it down. And all I could think of, again, it's the first time I did this because it's gotten so bad. But all I could think of was the story of my sister about taking my dad to the VA and them doing that to his toes, and how grossed out she was. But that's all I could think of.
At least you don't do it in
Not possible to do the bacon explosions this time. We have to go straight to Midwest Preparedness.
Yeah.
Or from Midwest to SRF.
Yeah, no worries. No worries.
Thank you, Carrie.
she'd be the one doing most of the work. That's
No,
what
but
she's
you'd
like.
make a whole
"No."
bunch of you'd be
No,
making a
I
whole,
wouldn't, because I don't know, to be honest with you. So remember, I think I did 7 dozen last time when we did that. There was no need to do that. There was a 4 dozen would have been fine. And so, yeah, we did pretty good with that. But yeah, so I won't even have to make 4 dozen for
Good.
SRF. Yeah. So that's
'cause I have a feeling this trailer's not going to be as big as our old one.
it's a 12 by 8.
Yeah, I told that's not as big as the old one.
Yeah.
It's about 3/4 the size. So think about how cramped that was with everything. We have to pare it down that much.
Well, we can't pare down the kitchen because we're more off grid than what we were at John's. So there's that. That kitchen's going to take up the most. But the kitchen is also where we make the most money. So
I've got one, Skanks. I've
What you
got
got?
an angle grinder if I ever need to use it on my feet.
ugh. All right. All right. Well, it's 9 o'clock. Do you want to start getting into politics?
Yeah,
Or do you
we'll-
need to get into politics? We were trying to keep this a little short.
No, we can
So-
talk. We can talk a little bit. There's some things I want to address.
Yeah. Did you see that Jimmy Fallon's going to be back, or Kimmel is going to be back on tonight?
Is it tonight?
Mm-hmm. Yep, he starts back tonight. And there's a big gambling ring going on right now as to whether or not he's going to apologize, as to when the first time, if he's going to use MAGA in front of Republican first or Republican in front of MAGA first. And nobody thinks he's sincere. So there's
He's
that.
not. He's a
And-
partisan hack. He's a partisan hack.
Mhm.
And the fact that they're putting him back on the air after what he said
Mhm.
just proves
It
exactly.
was Disney's decision.
it-
And
it-
so what happened was, and the theory is behind it, Disney said, we suspended him, so we have every right to bring him back. But essentially what happened behind the scenes, and Bill O'Reilly is discussing this, a lot of them are discussing this. And essentially what ended up happening is screenwriters, basically agents everywhere in Hollywood, said, if you don't put him back on, you will never get another writer. We will not handle any of your accounts, etc. And they caved. So there, apparently everyone can be bought, even big business.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. You knew that.
Oh, I did. It's just fun when it's
Well, whenever the
right in writing, right? It's like
whenever
black and white.
whenever the Jimmy Kimmel thing rolled around, she was adamant that it was because of
Well, I was super happy.
was
I'm like, oh my
politics.
gosh, everybody is like, no, I didn't say politics. I said, I'm just super happy. Like all of a sudden, everybody realizes things need to be cleaned up. Things are not okay.
and I told
Things
her
are getting excessive. And he said, no, it's all about money.
I told her it was about money. It was 100% about
I
money.
truly wanted to believe it was not.
Well,
So you were on it.
see, she can't even say I'm right. Can't even say I'm right, even when I'm right.
You'll be at least 10% better tomorrow than you were today. And we'll see you all at Midwest Preparedness Project and Self-Reliance. I guess I'll see them before Self-Reliance.
Well, and I'm telling you guys, this whole Jimmy Kimmel thing, the message that was missed through all this, everybody has been, the FCC and how he lied and all this other stuff. That's not the message. That's not the message you should be hearing off this. The message that you should be hearing off this is that you can commit violence up to assassination on a conservative or a patriot, and we will cover for you. That is the message that Jimmy Kimmel, the Jimmy Kimmel situation has broadcast loud and clear to me. Is that they will cover for people that kill us. And it goes back to what we talked about last week, guys. You can't negotiate with people that want to see you dead. Yeah, Len's right about that. I'll continue not watching him. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I've watched late night TV since who was the Scottish guy that was on there, since he was on. I watched him every now and then. Yeah, but we need to stop pretending. And here, okay, you guys give me a thumbs up or thumbs down or a yes or no on this, on this thought. So I have been saying that there are two nations within the United States. And I've been calling them the conservative America and the liberal America. All right. I've kind of changed. I've kind of changed my tune on this. All right. So the two nations are the nation that believes in the Constitution and the ideas that the founding fathers used to create that Constitution, and the Christian morals and ethos behind it. All right. And that's what America was founded on. That was America. That was the America of the 18th century and the 19th century and the 20th century. All right. So then we've got a nation that is post-constitutional. It's anti-Christian. It's a humanistic nation. And I can't call them Americans anymore. I can't. They are, and I'm not saying that we're the true Americans, but what people that follow liberal ideology, they are trying to redefine what America is, and that's the battle that we're in, guys. Whether you want to admit it or not, we are in a existential battle for the soul of what America is. All right, and the revolution has been going on for a very long time, and they've almost won. And we are the counter-revolutionaries. No matter what they say, we are the counter-revolutionaries. And I can't see liberals as being Americans anymore. They are my fellow citizens. They are citizens of the United States, and as such, I will treat them as such. But I cannot call them Americans anymore. They are a different animal. All right. HG says, without an external existential threat, the human propensity to divide and fight gets turned inward. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, but yeah, well, and there you go. Who were the Republicans and conservatives' worst enemies up until September 10th? Other conservatives and Republicans. Leftists are binary, oppressed versus oppressed. Yeah, that's the everything in leftist ideology is based off of that. And it's how they manipulate people, because you belong to a group, you're not an individual. All right? If leftist ideology is all about putting people, siloing people into groups and then pitting those groups against each other in order to maintain control. You know, if you look, every great communist tyranny dictatorship has a external threat. It's usually the U.S. You know, but in 1984, he got it absolutely right. The Goldstein character in that, that was a creation of the politics, the political organization, the INSOC. That was the creation of it, and they used it as a enemy of the people, and that's what the leftists do, And we got to see exactly what type of people they were at the Charlie Kirk Memorial on Sunday. I did not watch it. Everything I've seen about it looks like it was an awesome event, but you had people outside saying the most vile things. There's a video out there of some leftist chick telling a pregnant woman that she hopes her baby dies. What kind? Who does that at a memorial service? You know who does that? I'll tell you exactly who does that. It's those knuckleheads, the Westboro Baptist Church. That's the type of people that leftists are. They're nasty, vile people, just like the Westboro Baptist people out of Topeka. And if you ever want to come to Topeka, I will drive you down there so you can see their little compound. It's really kind of pathetic, like they are, seriously. But that's the type of vileness that we're dealing with. And it was very interesting because the church sermon, the church sermon that the pastor gave this week was about the book of Nahum, and it was about God's judgment and how we deal with that, which I thought was a very timely. It just so happened he didn't do it on purpose. They were just going through he's going through the minor prophets for the next couple of months, and just so happened that one popped up. and it was very interesting. So if you don't know, think of Nahum as the Jonah Part 2 story, basically. But it talks about God's judgment and how it's reserved for him. But it was very interesting. In fact, I'm supposed to get a hold of him and we're gonna have a discussion about it because I got some questions. Hey, Nicole popped in. Hey, Angela, Nicole's on the live. You missed her, Nicole. She just got up. She makes it till 9 o'clock. Then she's got to go get a cancer stick. Play stupid game, win stupid prizes. When I hear about Westboro, I remember the Patriot Riders, pipe organs, a bunch of riders making a wall and revving their bikes to drown them out. Oh yeah. Oh, they get when they do anything around here, they get the diesel trucks roll by and roll coal on them. Did you hear me? No. Nicole's in the chat.
Oh, hey, Nicole.
She says hi. She says she's surprised to see that we're still alive. Yeah, so are we. Yeah. So are we sometimes. God is infinitely just, so I'm screwed. He's merciful. Yeah, absolutely. But again, this is the reason that we do what we do. This is exactly why we do what we do, because nobody's going to watch out for us. This is the thing that's been driven home the past 2 weeks for me, or 1.5 weeks, is nobody's going to look out for our best interests. Nobody's going to look out for us. In fact, a large portion of our fellow citizenry will actively work at either subjugating us or unaliving us. It's just plain and simple. Or they'll applaud it. Tell
Nicole I love that letter she sent.
Oh yeah. Nicole, Angela says that the email that you sent right after Charlie Kirk's assassination, she loved that thing.
Yeah, I used it to convert somebody.
And she used it on somebody the following Friday. So it was very timely. Very timely. If you know what we're talking about, Nicole sent an email out to a bunch of people associated with Self-Reliance Festival. That was a very, very touching tribute, and it asked the questions, what are we going to do? And it wasn't a, are we going to arm up or anything like that? It asked us if we were basically continue on with Kirk's work, basically. At least that's the way I took it. So yeah, it was a very good trip. She says, good, glad that resonated with people. Yeah. You know what you ought to do, Nicole? You ought to, at Self-Reliance Festival, you ought to put that up as a space saver on the screen sometime. Like between a session, just throw a version of that up for people to read while you're waiting for the next speaker on the main tent. I think that would be a really good thing to do. But again, the reason we do what we do is because we're the only ones responsible and accountable for our well-being. And the government, it won't do it. And especially once the left gets back into power, and they will, thinking that they won't is just, again, whistling past the graveyard. They will get back in power, and they learn their lesson. They learned their lesson after losing to Trump the second time, and they're going to make 100% sure that whenever they get in power, they are going to codify things so that that it'll never happen again, basically. And they will attack us with a vengeance. All right, and I hate to talk like that because I told you last week, and I still believe it, that we need to talk because, like Charlie Kirk said, as long as we're talking, that stuff's not happening. Well, the left has decidedly let us know that talking is unacceptable. And here's the deal. And I heard this yesterday, and I thought it was very intuitive. There is no hate speech. There's only speech that you hate. Right. And to spell that out for any liberals that's listening to us, you know, the hate speech is not a real thing. Speech is speech. Speech is not violent. You know, speech, words don't hurt people. It's the ideas behind the words. And you don't get to pass judgment on people just because they disagree with you. You hate the speech. That was the thing, you know. Charlie Kirk didn't say anything that was hate speech. Well, I hated it. Okay, so there you go. You hated it. All right. So there's where the problem lies. It's not in the speech itself. It's in you. And we need to start telling people this. Anytime you run across people, you know, they say they tell lies about conservatives or it's one thing I've noticed. There's a whole ton of people out there that if you say anything, they immediately start talking about Trump. And it's irritating. But, you know, it's one of those things as a somebody on YouTube that's got a comment section you just got to put up with, right? But, you know, I don't care if they don't like Trump, all right? He does a lot of stuff that's unlikable, you know, and I say that as somebody that supports his agenda, all right? But, you know, don't lie about it. Call him on it. It's you know, a 2 second or internet search will debunk about 99% of what they say. Yeah. Nicole says, be unapologetic about your beliefs and opinions, but open to their idea and discussion. Absolutely. You know. Well, and here's part of the problem with that, though, guys. And this is a problem. I do see this as a big problem. There are ideas that are antithetical to a functioning society. And there are ideas that are just too disgustingly bad that people that promote them should be ostracized from our society. And I'm going to, the big one is men that like adults that like kids. You know, we should not tolerate that. You know, the people that talk about tolerance, you know, they are so open-minded that their brains have fallen out and they are afraid of being considered a bad person. So they allow all kinds of stuff to go on. Don't argue with idiots. Anyone watching can't tell who's who. Well, and that's just it. You don't argue with them. You don't argue with them. You make them define their stance, and then you disassemble it, basically. You know, and you'll find that once you disassemble their logic, what they'll do is they'll pivot to another topic, totally unrelated, to try to make a point, and they're usually trying to do a gotcha on you. Don't do that in return. Don't do gotchas in return, but ask pointed questions. Find out, and you can watch Charlie Kirk. He does it. He was great at this. He would make them define the conversation, and then he would hold them to that definition, and he would disassemble it with logic and facts. And here's another reminder, guys. This is a huge one, and we need to remember this because I've heard a lot of people who consider themselves conservatives and patriots fall into this trap this past week and a half. You know, there's three truths out there. There are three truths. You've got your truth, my truth, and the truth. All right. And so our life's work should be taking our truth and aligning it as closely as possible to the truth. All right. And we're never going to get there because we're human beings. We're all biased. We're all a little bit bigoted and we're flawed, you know, but we should always strive. That's one of the things that we should always strive for is aligning our truth as close as possible to the objective truth, you know. But the one thing that you should not let a liberal do is have their own set of facts. All right. They can put them out there, but you need to be intelligent enough to know what the objective facts are versus the biased facts, and don't fall in the trap of throwing out a bunch of bias. This is one of the things I love the Babylon Bee. I love it. because the satire that those guys come up with is so good that if you don't look at who it came from, you think it's real. And as such, what happens is, and I've fallen into this trap a couple times in my life, is conservatives and patriots take articles that they write and repost them as being facts, as being the truth, and it's not. Right? So we need to get as close as possible. Truth is philosophical. Facts are what matter. Well, and the facts are what make the basic building blocks of the philosophical truth. All right, that's the objective truth. All right, because again, we're all biased, we're all bigoted, and we're all wrong. And the objective facts create the objective truth. Right, and it's hard. Nights gains. It's hard to do sometimes, and I'm having to learn. I'm at 59 years old. I'm having to learn how to do this, And I got chastised today in somebody's live because they were talking flat earther nonsense. They were talking flat earther nonsense, and this is one of the flat earthers are one of the things that just pushes my button. And I flat out said, I said the people that truly believe the flat earth nonsense are moronic or mentally defective. All right. And moronic, everybody, I got chastised for quote unquote name calling and labeling people. All right. I wasn't name calling. I was using those as descriptors, and I wasn't labeling anybody. I was describing somebody. Now, you could say that I was a little bit derogatory towards them. I fully admit that, but it was on purpose. I used the harshest things I could come up with, and it's moronic because if you look up the meaning of the word moron, it comes from the original Greek word for foolishness, and it's foolish behavior. But I was wrong. See, and this is where we have to work hard at this, because I was wrong about the mentally defective thing, because I was thinking about it, and I was like, did I use the right words? No, I did not, because mentally defective means something completely different. What I should have said was they have delusional-like beliefs. All right, and that, believe it or not, that is an official psychiatric term. I did not know that till today, but that is actually an official psychiatric diagnosis. So, and again. And I told the person that if they were upset, if it bothered them what I said, that I was not calling names, and tough shit. Plain and simple. That's what I told them. I said, if you're upset about it, tough. I'm no longer playing games with these people. And people like that are just as much of a problem in our society as the liberals who are out there pulling triggers on people. And it's very interesting. In the news today, well, actually, it wasn't the news. The Guy Benson show. They were talking. He did an interview with somebody, and there are 4 trials, or not 4 trials. There are 4 criminal proceedings going on for assassinations right now. I found that very interesting, that there are 4 of them. All 4 of them were leftists, and all 4 of them were originally painted as being Trump supporters. So again, you can't hate the media enough. Hey, Anti, do you have that this morning, Tuesday, or did I? Jim Jordan just got all that had been politically and otherwise BS banned from YouTube, Google, unbanned, and their channels reinstated. No, I had not heard anything about that. And why is the government? Well, okay. Yes. Okay. Here's my take on YouTube censorship. All right. In fact, it's in a video that I'm waiting to put up. Here's my take on that. So all these social media sites are, all right, Nicole, have a good night. All these social media sites are private companies, and as such, or private entities, even though they're publicly traded. They're companies. They are responsible to their shareholders. Let's put it that way. All right. Being a business, the basis of it, they should have the right to do what they want. But, and here's the but. This is, anytime I use the word but, it means everything I just said in front of it is untrue. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with it. And this is an argument, the private company, and why are you upset that these people were censored on the social media is an argument you're going to get from leftists every day. Here's the problem. So these companies lobbied to have themselves regulated like utilities, like the phone company specifically. All right. Meaning that they are not legally held accountable for anything that's posted on the platform. All right. And which in my opinion is a good thing, because it opens up free dialogue and it allows everybody to interact back and forth like they're supposed to. Here's where the problem comes in. Even though they're regulated like the utility, they still want editorial curation over the content. And as a result, what's happened is the people that make up these companies have used the power of these companies to censor people that have ideas that they don't like, which, and I say this in my video, I don't know if it's a constitutional issue, but I do know it's highly unethical, it's hypocritical, and it should be illegal. Either they are regulated like a utility. I mean, think about it. If you're talking on the phone and somebody from the phone company is listening in on your phone call and they decide they don't like what you're talking about, they shut your service off. That is exactly what YouTube did and what Facebook and Twitter and all these other companies have done over and over and over again. All right. So there's where the problem lies. But again, why is somebody from Congress getting involved? Why is this not a legal issue with the DOJ? Why is it not being done that route? Because quite frankly, I don't want the government saying who can talk. How do I put this? The government's only role in this is arbitration, period. And it's definitely not Congress's place. It's a matter for the courts. All right. And if the courts find that something illegal has happened, then it falls to the Justice Department, the executive branch. But it's not any business of anybody in Congress unless they're going to pass a law or they're going to repeal a law. That's as far as I'm concerned, that's the way it is. All right. Yeah, headlines, exactly. Gee, are you saying that Jim Jordan may be a attention whore? Gee, I'm shocked. I can't see how any member of Congress would be like that. No, but I hope what I said made sense. All right. And another point I make in the video, think about this. Think about this. During the Biden administration, this is proven fact. This is factually correct. During the Biden administration, they did a weekly phone call during COVID with the social media and the news outlets. Okay. And they were crafting the narrative. They were telling these outlets what narrative they wanted pushed and what narratives they should censor. And these companies went out and acted as arms of the government during COVID. All right. Now, yes, they stepped on in that respect. The government was involved in censorship. That was a constitutional issue there. And everybody goes, well, it was just conservatives and patriots that they violated their rights. No, that was a violation of everybody's rights, because if they can violate one person's rights, or violate one group's rights, they can violate anybody's rights, and they will. And to think that you're the group that you identify with and that you support will not come under fire like that at some point, again, you're not a student of history, and you don't know what's in store for us. All right. So this is one of these things. I'm a firm believer that we need to really start pushing for these social media companies like YouTube to come under investigation, because it's right now, as far as I'm concerned, it's looking like a RICO thing, from my understanding what RICO is. But that's just me. Yes, they were acting like Pravda. Absolutely, Gregory. Absolutely. Well, and I just gave you guys a great big preview of the video that I've got in the pipeline. I haven't put it up because I don't know. I need to do a little bit of final editing on it, take some stuff out of it, and refine it. But I've got a whole bunch of stuff. So remember, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. on Wednesday, the 24th, is the final video in the City Survival series. Hope you guys can make it. It's just going to be a wrap up. I'm going to go over what was covered and just tie it up with a nice, pretty bow. And then we've got self-reliance this next weekend, and then we've got Midwest preparedness this next weekend, and then we're going to self-reliance the next weekend. So we're going to have about 2 or 3 weeks where I'm not doing any other lives than the Homestead update on Tuesday, right? So we're going to take a break, get a breather, and I'm going to be back. I'm working on a series. I don't know if it's going to be alive. It might be. I haven't figured it out. But the conversation came up on one of the videos that I posted about fascism. And some leftist came in there and literally said he called Trump and Trump supporters fascist and Charlie Kirk a fascist. And I said, they're not fascist. And so I pulled up all the characteristics of fascism and I started doing a deep dive on them. And I took every single one of the characters, there's like 8 characteristics of fascism. And I said, okay, they're not this, he's not this, he's not this. Well, the left does this worse, so they're actually the biggest fascists there. And I did that, and he responded with, well, that's not the true definition. It says right in the definitions only people would be fascists or conservatives. And I was like, oh my gosh, seriously? And the problem is that these people live off of bumper stickers. If their ideological idea can't fit on a bumper sticker, it's too complex for them. And if you're a conservative or patriot that lives off of bumper stickers, shame on you. You need to be better. All right. So I started doing a deep dive. I was like, this is going to make a great video series. In fact, I might be able to talk Spags into coming out of retirement and do a live with me. In fact, I've been talking to him about it. But, I want to do a deep dive on who the real fascists are here. And it's going to be A, defining what fascism is. It's going to be B, looking at the characteristics, letting people know, telling people why the characteristics matter, right? It's just like the question, what is a woman? All right. You cannot say a woman is somebody who identifies as a woman. It doesn't work that way. All right. There are characteristics that make something the way it is, and the definition should reflect that. Clapping with one hand. Yeah, sometimes. Or a doorpost. Talking to a doorpost. They're using words like that, second grade. Well, and that's, and I expect to get a whole bunch of hate out of this. I seriously do. I expect to get a whole bunch of hate. But I think it's important. This goes back to what I was talking about last week, how we have to engage them. And the engagement is not meant to change the liberals' minds. If it does, good. What it's meant to do is it's supposed to open up dialogue that other people can hear and other people can see. and let the fence sitter or the low information voter make up their own mind instead of allowing the academia and the media and the government and Hollywood tell them what they need to, what they think they know. All right. A lot of these people, just the facts completely escape them because they've never been exposed to them. Right. So that's our goal. And we should all be doing it. I'm going to do it on my platform. I'm doing it in real life now. Engage these people, and going back to the whole violence thing. Don't go out looking to commit violence, but be able to respond violence with violence. And you should do it in such a manner that they will not think about doing it again. The next time they want to get violent with somebody, they should be thinking twice. All right. These are the people that use redefining as a principal tactic. Confuse and obfuscate the definition, and then the word means anything they want it. Absolutely. That's exactly what they're doing. And that goes back to the first part of the conversation there, HG. They are doing that with the word America. They are trying to redefine what America is, and I have a problem. I have a problem with saying the real, who's the real American, right? And both sides do it. I've done it. All right. And I was dancing along the line of doing that when I was saying I can't call them Americans anymore. But I honestly stand by that sentiment because they are a different animal. The modern left in America specifically and in the West in general is a completely different animal than any nation that they belong in, because they're doing it all across the Western world. There's a coordinated effort to destroy Western culture and fundamentally change it. Does that sound familiar, guys? Does that phrase sound familiar? There was a sitting president not too terribly long ago that said he wanted to fundamentally change America and by extension the world. So yeah, there's that. All right, guys, listen, we're at an hour and 36 minutes. Let's go ahead and wrap this up unless you guys got any more questions. All right. Unless you guys got any more questions, I'll be happy to answer it. Anything about the homestead or the festivals or whatever, I'll be more than happy to answer it. But as usual, like the mayor of Dearborn, Michigan, with all Muslims council telling someone you're not welcome here to a Christian. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, and there's gonna be a video on the Treaty of Tripoli too. There was another leftist that popped in and spouted some stupidity off of it, and then it was stupid. Although I will say this, the young lady made me go back and revisit my history lessons, which I really enjoyed doing. But anyway, they're out there. They are out there. But anyway, if you want to help the channel, go down into the affiliate links down below. We've got a link to the store down there. Get something to help yourself, guys. Seriously. And I don't care if you buy it. I would much rather you buy it using our links and our affiliates, and the Grumpy Acres store through there. I would much rather you do it that way than any other way. With that said, I don't care where you do it. At the end of the day, just do it. That's the most important thing. All right. Start figuring out where the holes are in your preps and start filling them up little by little where you can. All right. We've got some time, or we've been given some time, I should say. Eventually it's going to run out. And I'm really beginning to fear that it's going to run out quicker than we realize it. I hate to be a black pill in that matter, but if you do that, you'll help us. You'll help us. They'll give us a little bit of bread off that, and we'll be good to go. All right. Comment down below after the video's over. Come back and comment. Not only are you helping the algorithm, but share your experience. You're helping other people. And that's kind of the way I believe, Gregory. The real Americans. You know what? Let's not call them real Americans. All right. Let's call them believing Americans. I like that better because there's something about real Americans that bothers me in that context. All right. That we're believing Americans. We believe in America. All right. Finally, don't forget tomorrow, 8:00, the last video in the City Survival Series. Originalist. I like that one. City Survival Series. Anything else I'm missing, guys? I don't think I am. I really don't think I am. Don't forget, this month is Preparedness Month. You can go through the link down below and get your Jace stuff. They've got really good things going on. The discounts that they got going on are really good this month. And most importantly, guys, you need to go out and live life done free tomorrow. Take care.
Introducing Rockpot, the revolutionary portable slow-cooking appliance that keeps your meals warm for over 9 hours without the need for electricity or propane. Simply heat the rock tablet on your stovetop or over a fire, place it in the Rockpot with your ingredients, and enjoy perfectly cooked meals wherever you are. Plus, the exterior remains cool to the touch, ensuring safe handling on all your adventures. Get $10 off your first purchase by clicking on the affiliate link and using the code GrumpyAcres at checkout. Elevate your outdoor cooking experience with Rockpot today.